pet, but he keeps following us.
Yeah, we thought it was the pet of like some family that walked past us, but nope.
Oh boy. No? He realizes we don't have food.
Yeah.
Alright.
No longer
Oh no, he's still following us. He's still like walking in front of us like, ooh, I want to walk with you.
Yeah.
I can show you to a place where you could give me food.
Yeah. Go from the back without people, which is pretty nice.
Yeah. Too many people to get your perfect aesthetic picture of Garni.
Yeah.
The ancient temple of Garni. And there comes more tourists, so.
Yeah, I guess there's no hope.
It can't be helped, as they say in the mangas.
God damn it. But yeah, it's pretty good. I wish it was slightly less popular, actually. It was like Erebuni yesterday, or actually, I wish all of the tourist places we went were like Narikala Fortress, where we just got the place to ourselves for an hour.
Yeah, that would have been
nice.
fun. Well, like, I wouldn't mind waking up early, but you don't, oh no, 10 more minutes.
Oh, well, it's not like 10 more minutes would have helped anyways, because the taxi driver wanted to start at 10.
Yeah. But this view is pretty gorgeous, though. There's mountains and everything, and then there's waterfalls and the river.
Yeah, you should show them the mountains.
India, my pretty one, please tell me where's your home. Oh wait, no wait, this is Armenia, not Switzerland. Yep.
Very beautiful place.
Yep. Snowman! Oh no, Jesus, what is this?
It's a demonic snowman. This is what...
It looks like it's vomiting blood. Yeah, snowman's a snowman. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not gender inclusive enough. It's a snow person. My bad.
Snow demon.
Nah, I don't think that's not a he or she, it's an it. So dark, it's so dark in here. None of this will show up on camera. Gorgeous though. You gotta come in here, bro. It has its own waterfall. Isn't that interesting? It's hard to believe we're here sometimes. It's just amazing. So old and so wow. It's fantastic.
As you can see, the water flow from that channel down into here and beautiful.
So far, this is my favorite carving. That's some good brightness, that's better. We've got some tulips sometimes because there's stone slabs here. That must be where the water drips down from up above from. Then you collect the water here. And you just see like a bit of the water damage on the pillar. This is fantastic, amazing. Here we could say hi to the people down below. Oh, there are no people down below. We were just down here. Yeah. This is beautiful. It is very, very dark in the corners where the light doesn't touch.
Люди приходили играть, открывают книгу, не понимают, что написано, смотрят на картинку.
it is very dark. Like coming into that doorway, I couldn't see where I was stepping. It is a beautiful day here in Gego today, and the snow is blinding, and I forgot my sunglasses again, so I'm going to just go blind today. Church? Oh, doves! I cannot get over the fact that how there's just natural pure white doves everywhere in Armenia. That's just a thing. Then there's Lake Savan.
Oh, you're walking?
Yeah. Yeah, at the last place I slipped and fell on my butt in the snow and got all wet. Quite pretty with all the snow in the mountains, eh?
Yeah. The dry season here is in summer, but winter is quite fun.
Yeah, but I don't have a break in summer, do I? No, I don't. I have 1 week break. Well, thankfully that happens to be the week of my birthday, but I'm thinking of visiting a friend in that time.
This is a nice event. You can like sit here and just look out onto the lake.
Ooh, neato. I had some fish at a local restaurant. It was full of bones. It was pretty good. I don't really particularly like fish, but I kind of like that. Pretty cool. Such a fancy toilet sign. So we forgot to vlog after quite a few days.
Yeah.
So our original plan was to take the train to. Oh gosh, I'm gonna flip the camera. It just looks weird just telling you eat here about a day earlier than expected, but luckily they let us check in early. It was a fun time getting here. Sassy, do you want to talk about how we got here?
We were originally taking the train, but it turns out the train doesn't run from Tbilisi to Yerevan
My bad.
even days of the month, I think, and we scheduled it to be an even day of the month. So we're like, fuck, we're in Tbilisi, need to get to Yerevan. What do? We decide to take the minibus.
MASHRUTKA.
MASHRUTKA, yeah. I thought it was like Matrushka or whatever for the longest time, but apparently it's MASHRUTKA.
is a Russian nesting doll.
Ah, yes. But we took the MASHRUTKA, which is different.
Which is not a doll.
Yeah, so we get on this like sketchy van. How much detail should I describe the sketchiness of this
Describe
vehicle?
it in full detail. Like the headlights were like totally damaged.
Yeah. So I guess we didn't notice all of this getting in because we were like, fuck, I want to get to Yerevan. But the more times we looked at the van, because we had to get out for like immigration and customs and shit, so the front bumper was missing. A lot of the front pieces had like a lot of marks on them, and it quickly became apparent why. Because the driver would like drive on the wrong side of the road and expect people to dodge him to avoid head-on collisions when he passed people. So like there were like no passing zones, and there wasn't enough space to pass someone, but like driver wanted to pass someone, so he'd just go into the other dude's lane and he'd just drive along that, and the other dude
He just barely avoided any drivers.
Yeah. We had so many close calls. I think we've had the most close calls. Yeah, most of the close calls in my life have been on that bus ride. That was quite interesting. He was definitely more aggressive than the typical Armenian and Georgian driver. Like, we looked at the other drivers on the road, and they did some shady shit, but this dude was like 99% shady shit all the time. He wasn't like... It was almost like he didn't really understand the concept of lane lines.
And they were like, he was doing this in front of cops, and cops didn't care.
Yeah, that was also really amazing. But so, despite leaving an hour late and making numerous errands that he had to run along the way.
Do we need to tell them about?
So I swear he's probably running drugs across the border.
No. We saw him load drugs into the back seat.
It's not 100% they were drugs. They could have been anything.
Yeah, I
but
could see
taking
the
from his
plastic bags.
behavior-
It looked like bags of marijuana.
It did not look like marijuana. You have not seen it on marijuana.
Yes, so.
Yeah. This is a better angle, isn't it? But yeah, so yeah, and then at the border, he went into the duty-free store and bought a ton of duty-free stuff, and like went in the van and reshuffled the boxes of duty-free in his bags for a while. So we were pretty convinced he was smuggling drugs. It didn't look obviously like any drug I was aware of. But yeah, so this dude drives like a maniac. And despite all of this drug running nonsense and having to stop at random villages to deliver the stuff he bought from the duty-free store, which probably actually contained drugs, we managed to do the 5-hour trip the 6-hour trip in like 5 hours with all of the detours. So I was pretty impressed.
Mm-hmm.
I was like scared that the cops never like said anything. But yeah.
I think they just don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, the cops look over this and like, what is considered a bad offense?
Well, we did see people actually getting pulled over, so I'm not sure like what the fuck happens to get you pulled over in this country. Yeah. The roads were also shit. We were both.
The moment we cross into Armenia, it's like gravel, and then the moment you see Yerevan, it's just like, you see these high-rise Soviet buildings, and it just everything's falling apart. It just screams, "Welcome to the former Soviet Union."
Yeah, it was very aesthetic.
And then when you get to downtown, it's like, oh yeah, this is more modern. You have walking signs that actually move and everything.
Yeah.
And that's really cute. And it just like, but the moment you take a few more steps outside of that, it's like Sovietization. We even saw a few hammers and sickles that was still up.
Yeah. No, the roads are actually garbage in Armenia. We're both from Michigan, and there's a common saying amongst Michiganders that Americans drive on the right, the British drive on the left, and Michiganders drive on what's left. And we have a lot of potholes in Michigan, to be fair. But in Armenia, you actually drive on what's left. Like, normally, like, you have a 2-lane, 3-lane, 4-lane road, and then it just gets to a section where the road just stops existing, and there's just, like, muddy puddles, and then all the cars take turns going through the small little paved strip that's left. And that is truly driving on what's left. Like, in Michigan, we actually make a slight exaggeration when we say we drive on what's left. In Armenia, it's legitimately true.
Yeah.
By the way, my hand's getting fucking tired.
Alright. The thing we did was, yesterday was go to Yerebuni Fortress, which honestly was kind of a little bit disappointing.
Yeah, it was pretty disappointing. Like, the actual fortress itself was similar. It was a bit bigger than Narikara Fortress in Tbilisi that we also went to. However, it was super, like, touristified. Like, there were signs explaining things, there was a cop stopping us from doing things. It felt like a general, like, tourist attraction.
But it was rainy and there was mud everywhere.
Well, that also doesn't help, but yeah.
And then, we decided to take a taxi. I'm just like, oh, I wonder what else is around here. Oh, these monasteries are cool.
Yeah.
Let's go here. So, took a taxi to a couple of really cool monasteries and stuff. But on the way, the taxi driver decided, oh, I want to stop at my hometown here. I got to show you this church. And we stopped at Saint Hrepsimes, we ended up
crashing like 2 weddings.
Yeah, 2 weddings. One at Saint Hrepsimes and one at like the other like monastery, I guess.
Yeah, but Hrepsimes.
Not the monastery. It was Saint Guryani, I guess. Yeah.
But Saint Hrepsimes church was like a pretty unassuming like church. It looks like a typical Armenian church. It looks like a very typical Armenian church, but apparently it's one of the oldest churches in Armenia. It was originally built in 618, which is about 300 years after Armenia became a Christian country, and it's one of the last surviving churches from that era. The entire style of church is named the Hrepsime church style, I guess, which is because it's just the prominent example of it. And there was the tomb of Saint Hrepsime in the basement of the church.
Yeah, where
cool.
Saint Hrepsime herself is buried there.
Yeah.
Which is, I thought was really awesome.
That was really awesome. And like from the outside, it looked like
One
just
guy
a
was
typical church, and like it was just people went to pray. There was a wedding. The wedding people seemed pretty normal. Yeah, and like it was just this local neighborhood church that happens to have the tomb of a saint in it.
If Armenia wasn't so inhospitable for English speakers,
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind getting married there. I'm serious though. I mean, I haven't had to use my my Russian much in Azerbaijan, and then. But in Georgia, I had to use it like 50% of the time. Here, I always have to use my Russian. The only time I haven't had to use it was
The cheesy restaurant.
Yeah. Yeah. It would only like once or twice have I not had to use Russian. Here it's very, very Russified. Oh yeah, we also got some traditional Armenian candy today. It's like
It's kind of like the Georgian candy, actually.
I think it is like the Georgian candy.
Georgian
It's
candy's
like
another
gummy and it has like walnuts in it. I think it's pretty cool.
No.
It tastes pretty good.
Yeah, it is pretty good. I think I preferred the gelato cake from yesterday, though. Should have gone back to that place. Oh well.
Today we went to Garni and Gad.
Okay, good.
Gegard.
Okay, good.
Then we went to Lake Savan.
Seven. Yeah, seven.
Yeah, they fed us fish.
Yeah, it was fish. It was I forgot what it was. It was white
Sig.
fish. Sig.
Sig. At first they said Sig, and I just kept thinking, "Kan kilon Sig, Sig." It's an Estonian and Finnish meme. You wouldn't get it.
Please stick to English memes. I am a proud American citizen. I ride my bald eagle to work every day. Please believe me. So I wouldn't.
Oh yeah, and then
understand
the
such
other
a
day
thing
we
as-
also got
Right.
Armenian German food.
I mean, yeah, German, yeah.
And it was pretty interesting. It was mostly chicken, and then a
Oh,
lot
you
of.
got
I
this.
noticed a lot of like things. I remember one time restaurant they had like Nuremberg sausage, and it was just sausages wrapped in bacon. I'm just like, that's not a Nuremberg sausage.
That's a sausage wrapped in bacon.
That's a. I think in America it's called pigs in a blanket. Yeah. No.
I don't know what it's called in America.
It's like that. No, that's not how that works.
I generally associate it with like Asian bakeries, actually.
We're kind of in Asia. We're in Eurasia.
Eurasia.
But yeah, what do you think of Armenia so far?
I really like Armenia, actually. Like, I think it's definitely the most different of the countries we've been to. And like, Baku feels like, oh, it's a like pretty Western
Shiny
city.
and
A shiny Western city. It has mosques instead of churches, but otherwise is a pretty Western city. It's like, I don't know, if Dubai was smaller and actually had history other than we found oil here and now it's big. And like that was okay, I guess. It was pretty fun, cool people, and definitely like everyone speaking English really helped. And there's a lot of friendly people, but the city itself wasn't that special. Tbilisi was like
I like Tbilisi the best.
Tbilisi was nice. It was
Even
like
though
a dirty
I also-
fantasy.
I learned a bit of Georgian.
Oh.
The welcome to Georgia is taxi, good, taxi good.
Yeah.
That's how you say welcome to Georgia in Georgian. Taxi,
okay.
taxi good, taxi good.
Damn.
I mean, the taxi drivers here aren't nearly as aggressive as the ones in Georgia.
Actually, they're not as aggressive at all. They're like taxi, and then you say no to them, and
They're
then
like,
they leave.
Okay.
And the ones in
No,
Georgia
no.
are
The
definitely
people that
like,
that sell things in Georgia. Georgians are they're quite aggressive when they want to sell these things.
yeah. The taxi drivers in particular. Like we were harassed by so many taxi drivers.
Oh yeah, we told them that the one followed us.
Oh yeah, that one. That was an interesting.
Oh my
taxi driver.
gosh. That was fun.
Yeah, they smell blood. It's
They
tourists.
smell the tourists. It's like blonde lady and Asian boy. Tourists.
That was pretty bad. But Tbilisi feels like a fairy tale village with a lot of dirt attached to it. It's like a falling apart fairy tale fantasy village, which is actually pretty nice. But Yerevan definitely, like, it has the former Soviet Union feel that I think I kind of expected more of when we visited here. Like, we visited here because most, like, these were used to be part of the Soviet Union, and you don't feel it that much in Tbilisi and Baku, but in Yerevan you feel it full force that, yeah, this used to be part of the Soviet Union, guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It feels like, I think, Yerevan had its glory days under the Soviet Union, and
Yeah, it wasn't like the tech center of the Soviet Union.
yeah, and like Tbilisi and Baku ended up growing 3 or 4 times after the Soviet Union collapsed, and Yerevan has stayed about the same in population. Yeah, and it's pretty nice. Definitely a lot of monuments that we look at that were built in the Soviet era and show it pretty clearly.
Yeah. Well, we were going to be leaving tomorrow, so
We might end up seeing a bit more of Armenia, like Tigrishan, and the Holocaust Memorial, hopefully.
all right.